This one let's call Fit the Bridge. The soundboard is ready to have the bridge attached to it. I have it just sitting on here to assess it, and it's going to be what I call a cheap one. It's one that I like. It doesn't need a lot of work. Even just sitting in there without any pressure. It fits all along here. There's a little gap here, but that comes down with hand pressure, and I'm not going to worry about that. You could even get weird and say, when I push this down and glue it on, it's going to help hold this soundboard up, hold the crown on there. If you want to get weird, that's fine. The only part I really need to address is the back of this is up a little bit. And remember, this soundboard panel starts out as a nice flat panel, and then it gets the edges thinned, which means it goes like this if you exaggerate it. Focus, camera, focus. And then you try to make this flat again within that shape, and a lot of times there's a lot of crown on the bridge originally, but this time it's just not quite enough. So you can see it's tight. It's tight here, and then it drops off a little bit here. And the wood is even a little rough on the bottom of the bridge. So I'm just going to make a mark to tell myself to take a little of this wood off. And then and when I say a little bit, where is my scraper? Sorry about the camera shake. Turn it off for a second. I'm even just going to use a scraper like this to take some of this off on this side. I'm not going to replane this at all. It's just going to need a little bit of this scraper. Which side are we looking at here? I think it's this side. I'll check before I do it, but I'm just going to scrape a little bit off here. And then to where's my photos? Where's my great graphics ability? This is what you're starting out with, and then you want to take you don't want to just scrape a little off that edge. I'm exaggerating this on purpose, because then you'd have a bump here in the middle, which is absolutely no good. So then you're going to scrape a little off the middle and end up with this straight surface again. Just a little tilting that way. So if you don't use scrapers like this, get to know a sharp scraper. On something like maple, it'll take a nice little bit of wood off, and it's a nice thing. Again, you could plane this, but it's not enough to worry about planing it. And then where's the little bit of roughness? I think it was on this side. So we'll go and take care of this roughness. You want the bridge to fit on, obviously, perfectly flat. A lot of times when you take these off, you'll see little areas where the wood is darker, where it had started coming off even. So you want to scrape this down to some nice clean wood. Like all along here, you can see it's a little oxidized or brown. It could have possibly been coming up off of there. We're going to fix all that. So and over here, doing some of these little things, this molding, I like to get it started by putting the end on it, and then this one's a little rough, so I'm going to sand this and put some finish on that. I'm making these square guys. Again, I don't really care if they're perfect this way. I got to nip the edges off of this. I really only care if the bottom of this is perfect and sitting on the soundboard perfectly flat, perfectly glued on there, and the dowel is coming out of there at a perfectly right angle, so it fits in the bridge, so nothing is loose. If the shape of this doesn't turn you on, sorry, you can get some kind of computer woodworking machine and make that perfect. It's all right with me. I'm not going to do it. So I start this stuff because when I glue it on, I even want some finish on here. When I'm using the molding cauls that I push this in with, I have dented these guys before slightly. Don't tell anybody I did that. But if you finish it a little bit, before you glue it all together and then sand it down and put another coat of final finish on it, it'll come out beautiful. So that's where we are. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we'll be ready to set the bearing on this thing. So I guess that's all I'm going to show right now. I wish I had some time-lapse photography or something. You know, I could speed this up and show you with it fine fit and everything, but you get the idea.